Hello, Bafetu. This is Apiwe Makingelele. We're gonna be talking about, some tips that can help you clinching the job that you've applied for or you still think of applying for. I'm gonna split this video in three phases. We're gonna be talking about on part one, gonna be talking about building a CV, and part number two is gonna be interviews. Part number three, it's gonna be assessments. Okay, when we're talking about a CV, we're talking about something that represents you. You must remember that these people have never seen you before, but your CV is going to represent you. It's gonna tell these people about you. So you want your CV to be impactful. You want your CV to be powerful. You want your CV to be straight to the point. Why must it be straight to the point? It's because these people are receiving like thousands of CVs just for one role. So you don't want a CV that's gonna have a lot of information that's not really relevant to the post that's being advertised for. So when you're building a CV, you need four things. There are four things that you need to include in your CV. The first one is your personal details. The second one, it is your employment history. The third one, it should be your skills, and then the fourth one, it should be references. Now, when you talk about personal details, you're talking about your contact number. You can put in maybe one number or two numbers. It's always good to have two, so that if they don't get you on the other, they can get you on the other one. You can put in your email address, because if they can't reach you on your contact numbers, they can email you, and you can also put in your address to sort of like to help them determine whether you're going to be close to work or not. And you can also add in there the link to your LinkedIn account to get some more details if they really want to check your background and all those kind of things. Those are very important things to add in your CV. You don't want to add stuff like you grew up in Namakwe, Butterworth, and all those things. They add no value in that CV. They add no value for that role that they are recruiting for. Then your skills, make the point that you put in skills that's relevant to this post. You put in, like if you're going to be in accounting, you want to put in your analysis skills, your accounting, reporting skills, and all those kind of things, because that's what we really want in that field. Like if you once worked in engineering and you went to assess whatever, those things are really not relevant to the post that you're applying for now. There's no correlation between these two fields. So I think it would be good to just leave those other things out, especially if they're not going to add any value. They're not going to advertise you to your participants. Employment history is very important when you're applying for a job, because companies, they don't want to take anyone who's never worked. More especially for any roles that are not internship and training and all those kind of things. When you're applying for a role that needs someone who's experienced, then you need to put in that employment history. And obviously, when we talk about putting in employment history in your CV, we're talking about arranging it. And leave out the stuff that's not going to speak to the current opportunity that you're applying for. Like if you just mentioned engineering on skills. Like if you really work in engineering, there's no need to put that in if it's really not so relevant. Let's say, for instance, you're applying for an administrative role in accounting, in an accounting firm, whatever, and you've done administration in engineering. There is a correlation there. Then you can put that to show that you are skilled in administration and all those kind of things. But I mean, like if there's really no correlation, there's no need to put in all that information. You can just leave it out. And also, the other thing that you need to make it a point that you name on your CV is the arrangement of that employment history. It is always better to put in the latest one at the top, because we want to know as employers, when last did you when last were you employed? When did you leave your job and all those kind of things? Are you available immediately, for employment and all those kind of things? So it helps a lot in decision making. How you arrange, your employment history, latest one at the top, and then you do it that way. And then for those that when you were doing internship and blah blah blah, leave that out, man. I mean, like if you have a rich CV in terms of employment history, you can just cut those things out. Leave the ones that are really going to, they're going to advertise you, they're going to sell you to that thing. The last step on your CV now, it's your references. Bafet, I need to emphasize this. Go and discuss with whomever that you're going to add in your CV. If you're going to add your ex-manager, you must make it a point that it's someone that knows you. Make it a point that it's someone that you have a good relationship with. And, you must make it a point that the person is aware that you are in the market. Many people, they just add someone without even communicating. And when we call that person, they give a bad representation of you. They give a bad, reference. And you would think that you've done bad on your interviews, and all to find out that it was your references that actually jeopardized, the opportunity for you. So make it a point that you communicate. You call these people, call them and tell them that you are in the market. You're planning to add them on your CV. Ask for their permission. If they say yes, then go for it. I mean, like it's always great when you call a reference and someone gives you a brilliant reference, and obviously that tells that you are a trustworthy individual, you are a responsible individual, and all those kind of things. So you must make it a point that you communicate, you check with these people, and ensure that they have given permission and consent for you to add them in your CV. So that's very important. And then one last thing that you need to ensure: if you're not good in building a CV, there are a lot of people out there that specialize in designing CVs. They have nice templates and all these kind of things. There's no need to go into Word and try to do something that you're really not skilled in. Go to these people. Ask someone who's been in the market for a while, someone who's really understands all these kind of things. Ask them to build a CV for you, put in all this information, make it look nice, man. Yes. So let's catch up again on the next phase, which will be on the interview itself.